just going to have a look at ADO, and what we've got in front of us is the weekly chart. Okay, so keep that in mind. This is the weekly chart. Okay, I'm very bullish on this stock, and I can see this stock becoming a very big earner for everyone involved. This is very interesting here at the moment. There's some reasons for that. Reasons are that we've had our fib levels down here from a low to a high, and um, some people wondered why I called 8.2 as a low. Okay, and it was because of that fib. Okay, as you can see in the past, from the high to the low, it's retraced all the way back to the 61.8%, and then to the last fib, not quite. Okay, so people are hoping to get in there, just didn't quite make it. Okay, and then it's just sort of basically held the 61.8. Okay, on the weekly chart. Okay. What we have here at the moment is a totally different candle from all the rest with this chart when it's done big hikes up and everything like that. We have a weekly candle now whose body is not quite full. It's not fully red, okay? So what I'd be expecting is an open on Monday, even though the Dow's been down, pretty much at the same level. If it did that, I'd expect it to go up. It did get a bit ahead of itself on the weekly chart, on the Bollingers, where it was outside the Bollingers. Now it's come back inside the Bollingers. So I'd probably expect a week that it would go up, but it needs to break 9.1, okay? And I said that was a very important point. Also, I said 8.2 is a very important point. It will hold the 8.2 from now on, I can tell you that. No danger about that. It just depends on when the next announcement comes out. And looking at Friday's action, I'd probably say announcement's not too far away. But our risk has shifted from 6.7. Now our risk is at 8.2 is what I'd be thinking. Okay, our reward is still the same at 12.5. So there's a very good gain to be made there. But that's all based on fibs. Okay, and we have a look at the fib sets here. Then we have a look at a new fib set here that has come off this basically this low to the 100%, and we throw another fib, okay, at 50%. It hasn't hit it, and 38.2, which is our 8.2. The interesting thing I want to show you here on the fibs, if we did a high, low, sorry, here we go. I'll just get this sorted in a minute. I was too busy watching the Eagles game. Couldn't miss any bit of that. Fib retracement. From the low to the high, we have a third fib at 8.2, and it's 50%. So this stock is getting stronger, in my opinion. okay? And now the levels have changed, okay? Is what I'd be thinking, okay? It's a great trading stock, and there's a lot of traders in it. But I would be thinking that all the traders are taking a position for a higher position. With this candle here, I'd expect that to open at, if it opens at the open, okay, it'll probably trade higher tomorrow, okay? So, yeah, just a little bit of an interesting thing there to note. And also, the trends on the uptrend lines on the SCOF and the MACD and the DEMA on this stock have got so much more to go. Okay, it's looking like it's going to become one of these big trending stocks that I talk about, that I like to get into at a low, and I think everyone will agree with me that I picked a 7.9 low, and it's pretty much held that, okay? And going forward here, this stock has a long way to go. So this stock could basically do anything if an announcement comes out. So I would be looking at this stock and thinking, well, I would not want not to hold none. Okay? So if you're trading this, I'd be very careful. This stock could go anywhere at any time, and that's something I'd keep in the back of the brain. Okay, just going back to the weekly chart again, there's a nice little equilateral triangle here. It's broken up. Reward is at 12.5. We still have resistance at 10.5. Okay, on the weekly chart. Okay, on the weekly chart, we also have these indicators are all pointing up very high. Okay, they have a long way to go, and that is why I really like what's happening with this stock and the chart on this stock. And that's why this chart is a bit of a no-brainer. Okay, so if you're a long-term holder, I'd be hanging in here and just buying as much as I can at 8.2, but I don't think you're going to get that luxury again. This little inverted hammer setup, if it opens higher on Monday, we'll make that an inverted hammer and it will go up again. It's got ahead of itself a little bit. It's been outside the bollies for a couple of days on the weekly chart. And on the daily chart, we'll just show you the daily chart. It's been outside of the bollies for 4 days, which is pretty much unheard of stuff. Come back up. MAs are pushing up. Okay, MAs are pushing up. The last time they did that was back here, and it did a nice run there. So at the moment, I'm being really conservative because I don't want to be looked at as a ramper at pushing the stock up. But that's the equilateral triangle, and there's your target up there at 10.5. So it'll do 10.5, but I think it will do a lot higher. Also, the other thing to look at here is we had this triangle in here, and that was an ascending triangle. So that makes a very bullish stock. If we have a look at indicators on daily chart, these are saying they want to come off, but they're saying they can turn up very quickly. And the same with the SCOF. But the main big thing I look at is the DEMA and the trend is still up and it's wanting to turn up. My DEMA short entries were triggered just the other day, and that was at 8.2, and they want to go up from here. If we have a look at the weekly chart, indicators, they still have a long way to go. Okay, and what we notice on the weekly chart is increasing volumes. This is big time increasing volume. So someone's taking position here. The stock is looking very good. All those people who are saying it's back to the sevens are just dreaming. 8.2 is the low. If it hits that again, just buy as many as you can. But I don't think you're going to get that chance, because on Friday we had a huge volume increase on the daily, and I'll just try and pick that up. We had big volume increase on the daily, so someone knows something's coming, and we've got all these short entries triggering a buy. So to me, ADO is looking really good, and it's really looking good for higher values than what I'm looking at the moment. But you've got to remember, I'm a short-term trader, and I'll look at those values and then I'll reassess it from then. But to me, this stock could go hard, big time, long time, and that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so do keep that in mind. But the big thing to look at is the weekly DEMA. That is the trend. Weekly DEMA is the trend. And oops, sorry about that. Must be because of the Eagles go. Weekly DEMA is still very low and has a lot more to go. So this stock could be a good 10, 20 bagger without too many problems, okay, in my opinion.